What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are ready to wrap this little Tamiya MF 01X chassis up. The motor is installed. Uh, couldn't really get that on video. It's kind of a fiddly process trying to get everything lined up. But make sure you use your cup that comes with the kit, and you just set that over your motor. Slide the pinion out till it's up against the inside of the cup, and then tighten the set screw down onto the flat that is on the motor shaft. Now, they have listed in the instructions what they call a motor plate, which looks like a small thin piece of cardboard. Actually, what that is that keeps the heat from the motor out of the plastic. If the plastic is heated and cooled several times, because of the heat from the motor, it'll get weak, and then you got all kinds of problems. So make sure you use that plate. As far as getting the electronics in, the kit comes with double-sided tape, which works great in most cases, but in this case, if we ever have to get into the gearboxes, if we put our receiver and speed controller in with the two-sided tape, well, then we could have an issue if we ever have to get into them. So I've got industrial strength Velcro, and I've just split it in half on the chassis so that if we ever have to get into the gearbox, all I have to do is pull the speed controller and receiver out of the way without having to pry them out, because of and it'll hold it. It's going to hold it good enough to keep it from moving around. Same thing with the receiver. Press it down onto the Velcro, and it'll stay there. It won't go anywhere. And that way, if you ever have to get into the gearbox, you can just peel them off, do what you have to do, and then stick them back on there. And we have on the inside, we have some heavy foam tape. That goes inside here, piece on each end, and that is for your battery, to keep your battery from moving around. Take your battery and slide it in. And then we have our little battery stays, which is these little guys. They just get held on with little body clips, and I take a little wire tie and wrap it around the end of it. That way, if I have to take it off, I got something to grab a hold of. If I can find a little hole there. There it is. Alright, and that's going to hold our battery in there. Now, wheels and tires. I probably won't be running these wheels other than to test and make sure everything works. I've ordered some tires and wheels that have a little more scale look to them. But these slide into the groove. I haven't glued these. All you need is a little super glue, or Proline makes tire glue, and you just run a little bead of that around the groove in the rim and slide the tire over it, and that'll keep the tire on there. But warning, once you glue them, I've heard you can use a toaster oven to bake them and take them off. I've never tried it, but generally if you have to replace the tires, you end up replacing the wheels and the tires both. But these, I think, from Tamiya are not terribly expensive, and they'll last for a while anyway. As far as getting them mounted on the car, you got 2mm drive pins. You slide that through the little hole in the axle. Well, first you got to put the other bearing in. Slide your last bearing in there. Slide a little pin through. And take your 12mm little hex drives. These are plastic. They have slots in the back. Slide that over the pin. And the line, you have a hex drive on the back of the wheel. Slide it on, get it lined up. And you have 4mm locking nuts. A little cross wrench. Just tighten it down. Snug it down, you don't have to overdo it. Do that on all 4 wheels. Bearing in. The pin. Hex. Sure it's seated in there. Still working. Little 2mm pin. that's it. That's your MF01X chassis. I will connect everything, get everything connected where it needs to be, put the body mounts on, and when I have good weather, I'll get the body painted. That'll be the next time you see it. I have already trimmed it. I know it's kind of hard to see it unpainted on the camera with it being clear. Excuse me, with it being clear. But just follow the lines that come. There's a separate sheet of instructions for the body, and it shows you where to trim, and the outlines are pretty clear. If you look at the body, they got pretty well defined lines where you trim. And I use 220 sandpaper. I don't have any here handy. And just clean the edges up. I just wrap a piece around the paint can to smooth out the inside of the wheel openings. And once I have a sunny day above 55 degrees where it's not real windy, I'll get it painted, get it stickered. It does have dimples, 2 in the hood, 2 in the roof for your body posts. But I highly recommend that you put the body posts on and set the body down on the body post pins and make sure that those holes line up before you drill them. Just in case. Tamiya usually gets it right, but just in case, it never hurts to make sure. That's it for the chassis. Next time you see it, hopefully it'll be all painted, tested, and ready to hit the trail. So until next time.